Aberdeene Pig Farm.
I had a man here, not a boy. One more, and you and I both will go upstairs and have a lie down.
There's a little cabin sitting between Lemoyne and New Hanover. Looks quiet, almost boring. But the second you step closer, something feels wrong. This is the Aberdeene Pig Farm, run by Tammy and Bray Aberdeene. They act friendly, almost too friendly. They'll invite Arthur inside, offer him food, pour him a few drinks, and if you accept, the night doesn't end well. Arthur blacks out. When he wakes up, he's not sitting at the table. He's lying in a dirt pit. His money's gone. His valuables gone. And that pit? It isn't just a hole in the ground. It's a mass grave. What's even worse is what you realize when you look around the property. For a so-called pig farm, there isn't a single pig. Just that pit, sitting a few feet from the front door. And the Aberdeens? They've done this to plenty of travelers before you. Drugging, robbing, and dumping bodies like it's just part of their routine. Fans later discovered that Tammy and Bray were inspired by real-life killers, which makes this twisted little farm feel way too real. The creep named Sonny...
Now come here.
Northwest of St. Denis, there's a small cabin that most players pass without thinking twice. But if you stop, you'll find a man sitting calmly on the porch. His name is Sonny. He starts talking about how lonely he is, trying to sound harmless. Then he invites Arthur inside, friendly enough. At first, if you accept, that's when things go bad. The moment you let your guard down, Sonny attacks. Arthur gets knocked out cold, and from there, things turn seriously disturbing. While Arthur's unconscious, you hear noises. Strange, unsettling noises. Sonny starts making creepy comments while doing something unspeakable to Arthur. The game never shows the full extent of what happens, but it doesn't have to. The implication is horrifying enough. When Arthur wakes up, he's not even in the cabin anymore. He's half drowned, dumped in the swamp, barely alive. Whatever Sonny did, it's left Arthur broken, and players deeply unsettled. This isn't your typical ambush or robbery. Sonny's encounter is one of the darkest, most uncomfortable moments in the entire game, and the fact that you walk right into it makes it worse. Brutal Skinner, attack.
Let him go, but take his hair first. No! No!
If you're ever walking through tall trees and you hear crying in the distance, turn around. Seriously, nothing good comes from chasing that sound. That's how you stumble into one of Red Dead 2's nastiest scenes. As you move closer, you find a camp littered with bodies, torn apart, dismembered, left like trophies. This is the work of the Skinners, a gang that doesn't just kill people, they enjoy it. They take their time. The wailing? That's coming from the last poor soul who somehow survived the massacre. But it's not much of a life left. When you finally find him, his face has been completely scraped off, skin peeled back, and even though player tries to comfort him, there's nothing you can do. He dies right there, in agony, staring up with what's left of his face. The Skinners are sadists, the kind of evil that makes even the worst gangs in the game look tame. And the fact that you can stumble into this scene at random makes it hit even harder. The Hanging Man. Wander into the woods of Roanoke Ridge, and you're bound to run into trouble. The Murfree brood lurks everywhere out here, so when you see a man hanging from a tree, it's easy to assume they did it. Another one of their sick games. But this one's different. If you check beneath the hanging body, you'll find a note, and that's where the real horror kicks in. The man didn't die at the hands of the Murfrees. He chose to hang himself. The note explains it all. He couldn't take the torture anymore. Whatever they did to him was so brutal, so unbearable, that death felt like mercy. Red Dead's full of violent moments, but this one, it's one another level. You never see what they did to him, but your mind fills in the blanks. The silence of the woods makes it even worse. You're standing there, reading his final words while the trees creak above you. The Cave Hermit.
Go away, please.
North of Pronghorn Ranch, there's a tunnel hidden in Big Valley. No map marker, no clues. Just a dark opening inviting you in. At first it feels like any other random cave in Red Dead 2. Quiet, empty, harmless. But keep walking. Deep inside, the silence breaks when a voice suddenly echoes through the darkness. A man steps forward, or more like, appears out of nowhere. He doesn't greet Arthur like a lost traveler. Instead, he tells him to leave, then casually claims he's the devil himself. That's it. No fight. No real explanation. Just a man living in isolation, calling himself the devil, hidden away from the world. You can come back later, and yeah, he seems calmer. But the first encounter, it's pure shock, especially if you weren't expecting company in the cave. Rockstar doesn't need jump scares to make your skin crawl. A voice in the darkness is enough. The Chained Boy.
Please help me. He's got me chained up here.
Rhodes looks peaceful enough. Small town, quiet streets, nothing too strange. Even the local gunsmith seems like just another shopkeeper. But if you wander behind the building, you hear something that stops you cold. A boy's voice begging for help, coming from the basement. When you investigate, you find one of Red Dead 2's most unsettling scenes. The gunsmith, grieving the loss of his own son, kidnapped a teenage boy and chained him up downstairs, forcing him to pretend to be his dead child. It's twisted beyond words. The boy's trapped, living this nightmare, while the gunsmith acts like everything's normal upstairs. And it gets worse. If Arthur doesn't intervene, the boy dies. The gunsmith continues his delusion, fully convinced this was somehow love. It's a rare moment in Red Dead where the horror isn't about outlaws or murder. It's about obsession, grief, and complete mental collapse. The Donkey Lady. During the epilogue, players finally get access to New Austin, and if you explore deep enough into Chawla Springs, you'll find something that feels like it shouldn't exist. Near a mill, there's a body tied up, but it's not just any body. It's an old woman with the head of a donkey. The sight feels straight out of a nightmare, disturbing, unnatural, and completely unexplained in the world of Red Dead 2. For longtime fans, it hits even weirder. This is actually Rockstar nodding to a bizarre glitch from the original Red Dead Redemption, where players could randomly encounter a half-human, half-donkey creature due to a bug. Somehow, that glitch made its way into Red Dead 2. This time, not as an accident, but as a chilling Easter egg. You don't get answers. No lore, no backstory, just the horrific image left sitting by the mill for you to stumble upon. The Vampire of St. Denis.
So, you found me.
St. Denis feels like the most civilized place in Red Dead 2, but even in the heart of the city, darkness hides in plain sight. Scattered around town, there are 5 strange writings you can find. Odd symbols, chilling messages. If you manage to track them all down, they point you to one final location, a back alley near the cathedral, but only at midnight. That's when you see him, a vampire feeding on a fresh victim, pale, silent, and very real. If you approach, he'll attack without hesitation, and if you aren't quick, his dagger can drop you in one hit. This isn't just some lore drop or Easter egg, it's an actual fight for your life. Rockstar loves sprinkling in supernatural moments, but this one is very creepy, tucked away in the city's shadows, waiting for players who dig deep enough to find it. And when you finally do, it's easily one of Red Dead 2's most creepiest surprises.